What's up YouTube, God4Man 220 and welcome back to our Company of Heroes 2 Online Replay Season 2. This is going to be a special video because there's going to be a King Tiger in it, obviously with the title of the video. Anyway, I've never really used the King Tiger before this video because I find it hard to build all three of the trucks, with the amount of fuel. That's basically 160 fuel, and then be able to have enough manpower and fuel to build the King Tiger. Anyway, this is a 4v4 on the steps. We have 3 Oberkommando West players and 1 Wehrmacht player. We're going against 3 Soviet players and 1 American player. So my ally and me have the right idea here. I think, what's his name? Aquilus? I think that's how you pronounce it. Aquilus is pushing up with me, and we are going to go take the island in the south here. Now, when you do the steps, you want 2 players in the south to hit the fuel, and you want the 2 players that are north, so it would be purple and orange, and cyan and yellow to take the fuel in the middle. That way you have 2 guys on the fuels, and hopefully you can control both fuels early on and deny your enemy fuel. Pretty simple. Now, this guy, however, decides to go up to the victory points. You usually focus heavily on the south and mid first, and then you take the victory points. Because if you have this victory point in the south here, you can easily kind of secure the fuel and then take this victory point. So it looks like this guy's a little delayed, right? He had to build the barracks, and this guy's already got a unit out, but he's kind of focusing up here towards munitions. Anyway, my ally right here decided to park his Kuppelwagen and suppress this unit, and they're able to fall back. When the Kuppelwagen's not moving, it does suppress enemy units. Anyway, he has Storm Pioneers. I'm building a little bit of defenses. I'm pretty sure like a heavy force is coming to attack us in the south. I'm actually surprised we don't have a lot of pushback. I know he's the Kuppelwagen kind of screening there, but I thought there'd at least be a couple machine guns or even some basic penal troops. So I'm building some defenses. I'm gonna haunt my guys are on the other side. And these guys just capture the victory point. Oh, they have snipers out. So it is of an MG42 here, and the snipers are actually taking out some of the pioneers. Nothing's really happening up north. There's a Kuppelwagen, I think, suppressing some basic American riflemen, and Storm Pioneers got pushed back. Does he have 2 Kuppelwagens? No. That's a great way to counter a Kuppelwagen. Put a maxim out. So around this point, I'm getting my second squad, and I decided to go with this truck here. I figured it'd give me the option for Stukas if I decided to pursue that, but honestly I need the tanks. And I chose this doctrine here. It's called the Elite Armor Doctrine. It lets me do the signal relay so I can basically see all the enemy vehicles on the map for a short amount of time. The big thing I got this for was the emergency repair. So I have a tank that's very vulnerable, or has lost its engine, it's damaged the engine. I can easily quickly to repair. And the high explosive anti-tank shells are very important too. And the Panzer IV's veteran are pretty decent. So I'm going to push up with my men. I see some penal troops. These guys are in negative cover, and they're being attacked by 8 of my Storm Pioneers. So I'm going to flank around the Maxim here. It does have a very small arc and gets wider. The thing is, the Maxim's a lot more mobile than the MG42. So I'm going to immediately focus right on this guy here. And I'm going to take out the AT here. The AT just killed one of my men there, and it killed the Kuppelwagen. Now here's what I'm going to do, though. These are both gone. Look at that guy died. So I'm now purple because the replay's weird. Now I'm back to blue. So I'm going to kind of move these guys up, and I want to take this Maxim and AT. I don't have machine guns in this at all, and I'm also going to kill the unit retreating, right? And I don't have any ATs. I mean, I can make a rocket warfare, but why not just take a field gun from the Soviets? So I see some of these guys, they're keeping their distance for some reason. The PPSH is not very good at long range. I definitely take an MP44 over that any day. And we're in cover, and he's in negative cover. So I managed to secure the Maxim and the AT. So it's good that my ally put this forward kind of position there so I can reinforce and heal my troops. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quickly turn the machine gun on his guys though. They're gonna taste of their own medicine right there. And look at all these guys. Wow. Anyway, I decided to push my luck a little bit with taking all the machine guns and the heavy weapons and stuff. So I think I'm gonna need to pull back and heal up, especially, you know, keep my storm pioneers alive. Anyway, they've kind of entrenched themselves up north. They have a fighting position here, and it looks like he's just trying to salvage some of that. And this guy, okay, at this point, the orange player, or the blue player now, has decided to quit, so he's gone. Now, one of our guys will quit also, so it kind of balances it out. So that sniper got blown up by by one of these awesome, those are called Panzer Shreks, yes, Panzer Shrek. So I'm healing up my men right here and reinforcing. I kind of like this kind of like position. I was like, that's kind of cool. I'm a little blobbed up here, but we are just healing up, and I'm going to go back to the front lines. They've really stopped pushing. It seems like they've decided to be content with just holding and giving up on the south. That can work at some point, but, you know, we're going to start focusing on the north. We're not getting any. Got to have some kind of pressure on the south, basically. So I'll move up the AT and the machine gun. I'm going to set up some machine gun nests. Well, I'm going to set up a sandbag and put my machine gun behind and have the AT to cover. I'll set up one right here. Basically at the two road junctions, or the two road crossings into the island here. I think I played the steps like 70 times or something. This is the only 4v4 in the beta. The early beta for Company of Heroes 2. The closed beta before the open one. Anyway. This guy's doing okay, but he did go for this doctrine here, so he does the Jaeger recon squad's light infantry. And he is fighting, and he's doing a decent amount of damage to his riflemen. But he just can't seem to kill the unit there. And the AA is doing quite a decent amount of damage. And yeah, that's a penal blob. Now, if you're going to blob as the Russians, penals are not a bad idea because they're cheap infantry. Looks like that guy's a machine gun, MG42. Maybe it's a light machine gun, I can't. No, it looks like kind of looks like an MG42. They have satchel charges, and look, you're just gonna pursue him. If this guy has the munitions to start tossing satchel charges, this guy is screwed. So he's trying to reinforce and heal up behind. He's shooting back at these guys. They're gonna keep pushing forward. Flamethrowers are going down. This is all this guy has. Panther, or whatever his name is, and satchel charges blew up his men there. He's lost basically everything. I don't know why he tried to retreat there. Now, I would have just pulled back, and now he quit. So if he hadn't quit, I might have not shown this replay, because I don't like to show it when there's computers involved. But the orange player quit, and now the yellow player quit, so it really balanced it out. I mean, I think that's kind of fair. Mainly because I'm fighting these two guys in the south here, which will be coming. You can see I'm pretty fortified right now. And he had a Puma, which is rather interesting. You don't see that a lot. And that was a mistake to put your guys in the house with all those flamethrowers. I decided, I'm like, oh boy, the north just completely fell and they're taking the fuel in the mid. We're pretty entrenched on this island though, we do have a lot of men. Anyway, I'm getting a ton, I'm getting 2 units of the Obersoldaten. And that way, these guys can try to help. You know, I have one out right now, I'm sending them straight up. I'm sending them up here to kind of counter these infantry here. And I'm telling you, this guy, Korean player, the guy who's in the south of me, Aquils, he did the perfect thing here. Very wounded penal troops, and he's going to pursue them and micro his guy and just kill as many of these guys. You can see he's going no. That's the red player. And he is just going to try to kill every single one of these guys, wipe out a couple units. Keep in mind, some of these guys are veteran. even throwing oh, that was a grenade off of that guy. And it's really interesting that they ran, instead of going this way, they went this way. And he's just pushing on. He's killing a lot of them. Very good anti-infantry. And he's forced to pull back at that point. He doesn't want to get his damaged engine from any of these rifle grenades. And there's also that. But I'm not exactly sure if the Lukes would be able to beat the AA. I think it probably would be. Just because the AA needs the, here my guys here. The AA needs to have its rear armor exposed to fire, so. Anyway, so we got a ton of shock troops here. Usually the Russians can beat the OKW. They're kind of a nice counter to them. It's kind of like, what is it, the Panzer Elite where they countered the British? Yeah, that makes sense. The Panzer Elite where they countered the British and Company of Heroes 1. You know, the British were really defensive, and the Panzer Elite, their infantry was just, and their infantry was super good, especially when you're able to veteran upgrade them. Anyway, this is the AI that's getting destroyed here. And I have my men. They briefly tried to capture this. So I'm kind of waiting for a Panther right now. Do have a decent amount of fuel. In fact, one is coming right now. Now, this guy is blobbing up a little bit, so you gotta be a little careful about that. Anyway, he got hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade, and then the human red player is gonna try to take out with his 234 is gonna try to take out the Lukes. I'm infantry right here. I'm telling him to like, nice, like completely screwed. I was telling him like, hey, stop for a second. I can maybe quickly repair. I don't think I have the rapid repair or the like critical or anything. He can't hop his guys out. So if he were to stop here, I would have been able to give him some health here. That's exactly what he should have done. But he's just gonna swing around, get eyes on this tank, and pretty much blow it up. And I'm like, that sucks. There goes his Lukes. Anyway, somehow the AI is doing better than using a lot of these Jaeger troops. It's doing better than this guy was doing as a human. And he started to take the north again. These light infantry are good, but keep in mind they are light infantry. Looks like they have some kind of... There they have cars. I mean, they're not that expensive. But keep in mind yellow is helping him too, and is kind of secured this area. And I have my Panther right here. And I'm immediately upgrading it. So I need 7 command points to be able to use this. It costs a ton of munitions to use this anti-tank, high explosive anti-tank shell, but it is so deadly. Oh cool, my tank even says Deutschland on it. Right there. So when you use this, like if you have 2 Panthers and you just want to, if you're in a close fight, activate that, especially against heavy Soviet armor. I'm talking like a KB-1 or even an ISU-152. Now here's my one mistake here I made. Well, you might see other mistakes, but I did not pull these guys out fast enough, and they did die to all these penal troops. So that was my only unit I did lose in this match. In fact, I only lost 19 men in this match overall. So I didn't manage to get that unit out. So that was a mistake by me. I didn't think the penal troops, I didn't think the shock troops would be able to kill them that quickly. And now my allies coming to assist me. We just need him to take out this AT here, which is actually just wiped out a person. So I'm getting suppressed with machine guns. So I'm going to have to pull up with my Panther again. You know, we just have the machine guns here, and I want to keep using them. And I managed to hit that crew and wipe them out. And these guys are actually getting killed. Not machine gun, not Max, but actually got killed by my veteran troops here. And he's even reloading there. And he's gone. But there is more shock troops, so the shock troops are really good against the Volks, but he's keeping them alive, and they're getting more and more veteran. I have my own, I have my own Storm Pioneers here to help support too. I have a lot of troops down here. I'm kind of ready for some basic assault, and I've even moved my AT so I can switch it from here over to here if they decide to rush in any kind of armored vehicle. They've started taking this area again. I need to get my Panther repaired, and I want to heal up these guys. So I'm gonna bring my Panther back down, heal up these men, and then push up north to try to help against the T-34. It'd be devastating if I did lose the Panther. So at this point, all I need to do is build the medical truck, the battle group headquarters, and then I can build a King Tiger. You know, I'm pretty content with my Panther, actually. Like, that's all I really need is a Panther for the Oberkommando West. Look at my tank pushing everybody around the mech. She's like, oh boy. So I'm gonna start repairing and reinforcing both troops here. Looks like artillery's going down. I wonder whose artillery that would be. Yep, it would be a green player. And right here, I see the AI is getting a little aggressive with a tank. They have both victory points. It does not concern me. We had the fuel. And this guy, Science, were doing a great job between, you know, by kind of critically damaging the engines on the tanks, and then this guy following up with all the Panzer Shreks. And I have my Panther here too to support. These blobs with the OKW are very dangerous. I'd rather take an American blob over a Volksgrenadier blob. Basically, by the fact is that these guys can get Veteran Z5, and they're pretty cheap to reinforce, and they have the ATs involved there. So I see that he's getting, you know, how does he? Oh, the different colors. I see the AA half-track suppressing my allies' blob. So I'm gonna move up with my Storm Pioneers. And I got a rear armor hit. That's what I was talking about, you know. To use the AA, they have to turn the back of their truck. And he's gonna pull the hell out of here. And then I see a KB-1. And I see my shell bounce off. And I'm like, okay. Don't need to be in that fight right now. And you can see I saw this like in motion exactly at this point. And I'm like, oh my gosh. 3 T-34s. So he's going to launch the Panzer Faust against these guys and damage their engines. So 2 of them are down. And he has these guys moving in. My Panther's moving into support. I see this tank flanking around. Okay, see how it did a decent amount of damage? Wait till I put on this HE shell. Look at that. Boom. Almost wiped that tank out completely. Did a ton of damage. So this guy's screwed. Now we're going to go after these tanks that are heavily wounded. There is some rear echelon troops securing. I don't really care about the KB-1. These guys are my primary targets. And they're doing a decent amount of damage. Somehow they hit my rear armor there. But we want to take out these tanks even if we lose our own. So that guy's gone. And I'm pulling back to throwing a satchel on my tank. I'm going to try to back out. So I'm going to click the reverse button and kind of pull out this way. When my tank gets hit, and it kind of gets confused on pathfinding, and it's screwed. Now I could call these guys in, you know, 2 veteran Panzer IV groups. I think I've showed you that before, but maybe I haven't, but I'll try to get that at some point. I'm just going to say, you know what, I'm pretty close to the King Tiger. I got the manpower, why not save up for it? So my ally destroyed my Panther there because he saw these Pino troops were coming to maybe hop in it. You definitely don't want to give a Panther to the enemy, so that was smart by him. I had troops kind of running over here to try to get the Panther, but it was a smart decision overall for him to get rid of that Panther. I think I could actually salvage some of these wrecks, maybe. Right now I'm laying down mines. If I do anything like that again, charge into this area, or at least some basic infantry, maybe any of those blobs, it'll kill a lot of them. So the blobs, it looks like they have an officer. Yep. So, pro tip, if they have an officer, focus all your fire on him, and if he dies, they retreat. So that's something. And I have my King. This isn't my King Tiger. So my ally gets a King Tiger. So that's mine's being built right now. Ton of fuel, but the King Tiger is pretty awesome. And yeah, you can see these guys are. The AI is taking an AT gun there, and yeah, they actually managed to kill the troops taking that. A lot of armor up north, as it usually is. 2 KV-1s. But a King Tiger and a Panther. So I'm the only one on my team who doesn't have a King Tiger. That's OKW. I mean, even the yellow is the AI. Just keep that in mind. The AI has a King Tiger. That's awesome. And I'm going to take down some of these penal troops, of course. I now have 3 squads of Storm Pioneers. So there's no shortage of men to repair my tanks, basically. So the plan is to get the King Tiger, and then grab another Panther to help support him. But the kind of lighter armor they have, even the bazookas don't really frighten me too much. Especially against the heavier German armor. You can see how this guy is slow, but he's pretty big. He does have like an 88mm gun on him. And that's just devastating. Let's watch him take a shot. Königstiger. Okay. My King Tiger's now out. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough to upgrade him. He does have 70. I'm going to take it down this house. It's just wrecked. Is that like a little stove in there? See, we would have gotten to see that without the King Tiger. So, they're doing an all-out assault trying to take this victory point, because right now, it's pretty close on victory points. I'm getting a lot of armor. There's even an elephant being brought in by the Wehrmacht's player. We have a ton of heavy armor. Now the Soviets, they are very capable of producing extremely heavy armor. I'm talking like ISU-152, IS-2, but these guys didn't produce any of it. They stuck with T-34s and KV-1s. And KV-1 the KV-1 is a heavy tank basically. And you can see this guy trying to get behind. You know, he's forced to pull back. He gets his rear armor hit. He's trying to take out the King Tiger. And I'm like, you gotta be careful with these guys. But 3 King Tigers, all at the same victory point. There is no way they could possibly take this point right now. Just the King Tiger is so enjoyable. I remember we didn't even have a King Tiger in this game for a long time until we brought out the expansion. Anyway, that Jackson got destroyed. More T-34s for the slaughter. I do believe this guy is Soviet industry. Yeah, you get a KV. You get a KV too. Very good also. So I should quickly check what their doctrines were. This guy never picked a doctrine, surprisingly, as the Americans. So yeah, we have Soviet industry. This guy could. Yeah, he's using the KV-1. Where am I? Ah, yes, here I am. I hit a mine just as 2 T-34s come around, and I'm like, oh boy. Look at all my guys, though. Now, what I should have done with my infantry is I should have put them on the other side of the tank. These guys were scurrying out of here so fast, and I have 3 units repairing. Boom. Done in 20 seconds. I'm going to start pursuing these guys here. And these guys should be enough to, especially the Obersoldan, who are in the bushes here, to be able to push back these guys. Now you can see I just put away our minesweeper. I'm about to put away our minesweeper there to make them more combat effective, because he's just holding that and not shooting back at the enemy. Or I will in a minute. Now he decided to split up his tanks. The injured one there, and this one up here. And we're going to pursue. You know, he kind of put himself into a corner. I'm going to stand right here. Devastating shot on the T-34. Wow, that guy just ran over 2 of his guys. Damaged engine. And now he's getting his rear armor hit. Main gun destroyed. That drives me crazy when the tank has no health like that and it just doesn't blow up. Now it's gone. This guy's maneuvering around my King Tiger here, but he does not have the... I'm just going to try to back up into him. Then I'm decided, you know, I'm just going to go forward if he wants to go like that. He does not have the armor, the gun to do that. Gun to take on this kind of heavy, thick armor. So I'm going to go against this T-17. This thing should just be dead on 1 shot. Like, that's an 88mm gun. And 2 shots and it's dead. So we've taken over all 3 points right now. We have 2 king tigers. And elephants up here. I don't know where the other one went. Oh, it's down here. Taking on all the KV-2s. Interesting with the Obersoldaten. You can see he's going to fall back as heavy artillery's or rocket strikes coming down. Trying to take out the King Tiger. Better get the hell away from that area. I'm going to start pushing up. We can see that the American, he had his frontline base here, got bombarded. You know, there's an ambulance right there that's on fire. So we're going to try to take out, I'm going to try to take out this major right here. But the issue is that the smoke of the ambulance is blocking us. Whoa, something just crashed. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to start pushing in. You can see they're kind of getting a little pursuing him. They're trying to take out his King Tiger. Thankfully for him, I have a panther coming right up. And I'm hitting his rear armor, but you can see it's pretty thick armor on this KV-1. I'm using HE shells now, or the APHE, whatever it's called, or heat shells, let's call them heat. Bet 2, and he got wiped out. He was that close to taking out that King Tiger. And now, you know, they're setting in a T-34. Nope. That's kind of funny. And he is getting repaired there, but he's going to pull out. Because I think he probably knows the enemy has a T-34. Bet 2. Pulling back because of all that AT there. Anyway. Run my King Tiger back. I want to quickly repair him and take over this point. They're actually pushing for our fuel. Well, we've controlled both fields this whole match, which is why we can have King Tigers. My ally is basically saying, good game. We have way too much heavy armor for these guys to stop us. And this guy did choose to go airborne. Pretty late in the game, actually. And he said our IA, means our AI, is brutal or something. You know, I'm impressed with the AI of the Oberkommando West in this because he had a King Tiger. It's a lot of heavy armor. This guy, I haven't used a Storm Tiger in a while, but it is just devastating. When he launches, it's very short. Luftwaffe coming in. And you got another KV-1. So I'm going to start pushing up too with my Panther and my King Tiger and my troops. We've repaired our King Tiger now. And look, he's going to fire now. Devastating shell. Yeah, I mean, this guy takes a while to reload and stuff, but he is great against defenses. But the AI needs to pull back. I was impressed he got a King Tiger. Now, their AI was orange, and he did okay. You know, I put my Panther around, get behind the ATs. But I figure they're going to be basically bouncing off anyway. And then I have all these troops moving in. It just must be one giant wave and wiped out that artillery crew with one shot from the King Tiger. We now has 19 kills, 17 infantry, 2 vehicles. And I'm pushing right in. You're pulling back there. I can call Coordinator Barrage the Panzer Commander. Down to 1 man, that thing's decrewed. Now what he's doing is he's upgraded because of light machine guns and is going to stand back and kind of guard his base. And my guys are actually getting suppressed. I'd love to have like a half track or something reinforced up here, but no matter. So down to 13 points right now. I'm just going to start pushing in, running over trees. I'm trying to kill the airborne that are kind of clumped up right here in heavy cover by their little trenches. And look at that, devastating 26 kills on the King Tiger. King Tigers are destroying stuff up here also. And that was the game. King Tiger and Panther on their doorstep. Up here, another King Tiger and a Panther. And in the south, a King Tiger. 2 King Tigers, wow. 2 King Tigers, damn. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match. Let's look at the kills here. I had 119 and 19 men lost. You can see the kills for the other guys here. All the allies went negative, surprisingly, and we both had 1 AI. So we had this guy left at 8:30 and this guy left at 4. So we had 4 minutes of a human player, but you saw how much this guy's butt kicked. Anyway, Confrontation T21 signing off. Leave some comments down below. Did you enjoy seeing the King Tiger? And I quite enjoyed using it. See you in the next part. Confrontation T21 signing off.